recording again, and we'll just pretend that never happened. And there you go. Hey, you're live.
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Chelsea.
So I'm reading this book. It just came out. It's a post-corona free book, and I want to read it to you. Just a little excerpt.
Okay.
Hands glistening with sanitizer, he reached out and gently removed her mask. As he pressed closer against her, she felt a certain stiffness near his trouser pocket. Is that what I think it is? She asked breathlessly. Yes, he replied. I brought my digital thermometer in case I need to take your temperature.
First of all, you need Jesus. But second of all, this is the only romance novel I can get into, so I feel like the Lord blessed it.
It's dirty and clean all at the same time.
It's me.
Play that track, Dave.
Please.
I'm single. I'm single.
Her mask.
Yeah, I'm single. Ready to mingle. Yeah, I'm single. These are the reasons why I'm single. Stacy.
Chelsea.
Hi, hon. How's it going?
Maybe that's the one romance novel I could read and be okay because there has to be safety precautions. I'm like, they're not going to sleep together.
And they probably still sleep together, for real.
Dang it. Also, when it's like, he removed her mask, I'm like, oh, slut.
They're breathing the same air.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Oh.
Hey, I played that. I DJ'd at a bar last Saturday, and I played that song. And I have this theory because nobody can get up and dance right now, so it's just playing music people enjoy. So I have this, basically I estimate what the average age of the bar is, and then I figure out what year they were 13. Because that year is the year that you love music. It really digs into your soul because hormones are raging, and that's where you really feel that's why my one friend has a real connection to Goo Goo Dolls.
Forgot all
even though
about
none
them.
of the other music he listens to sounds anything like Goo Goo Dolls. He's like, Goo Goo Dolls is just what spoke to me when I was a kid. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But the best part is you wouldn't think that these guys, whoever would be into it, but then you play the song No Air, and then you just see people's heads start bobbing oh, this is a jam.
All of a sudden you're hip rolling and you can't control it. Wait a minute.
Stacey and I used to sit in chairs and be like, I don't know about you, but this chair is having a good time.
Yes, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, we're amazing. Also, can we talk about how amazing you look?
Oh, thank you. I just came back from a day wedding. Everybody was socially distant and safe, but it was a friend of the podcast, Liz. She got married to her Jenny Wade connection, Don.
Yes.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. The man who was marrying them, he was like, and if any of you have any objections, you can just shut the heck up, because none of us care, and they're getting married because they're clearly in love. Thanks.
Oh, come on. That's a solid point, though. Because I guess, why would you ask if there are any objections?
That's just something they used to do back in the day when marriages were arranged.
True. Okay, that makes sense. Because now I'm thinking of all of the novels I had to read in college that had arranged marriages.
But hey, we want to thank everybody who's watching or listening now. I took a very needed mental health week last week. We didn't even post on the websites or the Facebook or anything to just let people know. I was just, honestly, I just needed a day off.
And basically, we're human and these things happen. And we're in a pandemic. Okay.
Yeah, during this time of pandemic, I feel like we all need to deal with things however we need to, and I needed to not talk to a Zoom call for a little bit. I needed to just not exist on the internet for a little bit. So thank you guys for understanding, and we're glad you guys are back hanging out with us. If you are watching, go ahead and give us a little like, and we'll just give you a shout out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like me. Said junior high Stacy.
Junior high Stacy, how'd you do this last couple weeks?
Gosh, you said it plural. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
I just said.
Work's been bananas, but good. I'm taking a mental health couple of days this coming weekend. I'll be going to Baltimore to see my dear friend, which is good. And it's so funny because for those that know me or listen to the podcast, I love winter because I love snow, but it took a pandemic for me to be like, I just want a beach, I want an ocean, and I want to turn off my phone and have no responsibilities. So legit, I'm like going through every travel website, like give me a resort in Mexico because they're the only ones that are really taking American citizens, and I just want to camp out at a resort and not be bothered. And I was talking to my friend in Baltimore, she's like, or you could come here, and I'm by an ocean, we could just drive to the beach. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be cheaper too. So that's gonna happen. Which will be really good. I did like get into my feelings today because of the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Like I know it happened a couple days ago, but then it kind of hit me today. And then just reading like all of the amazing words that everyone was saying about him and his character, I'm like, oh, it was so sad.
Did you see the story about him and Denzel Washington?
Yes, that's what put me over the edge. And I knew that happened. Like I knew that was a thing, but then to see it was him giving the speech to Denzel Washington, I was just like, oh, like that's
and then his the message that Angela Bassett put on Instagram with like his mom, and and then she like met him when he was still a college student, like.
And he showed her around.
It just goes to show you, like, you don't know how moments that are happening now are going to define you later. So we really do need to try and live our best lives every single day without it being pressure like that. Like, is this my best life? But it really just needs to be like, just enjoy your life for what it is, because who knows what this moment's going to bring for you in the future. Absolutely. So, and I'm very sad that I'm so proud of him because he was like battling cancer and still felt it was important enough to like not make it about him, film these movies, like be with his family, do all this, like what a strong man. And I just, I'm like, gonna cry if we talk about it too much. So
girl, who you telling? That's when we first signed on and Dave's like, Stacey doesn't look thrilled. I'm like, I am processing things and I was hoping to process this a day and a half ago. And the craziest part was, what was it? It was like a Sirius XM interview, and during the filming of
Patrick says, sorry, Stacey. Patrick says, my wife loves reasons why I'm single. So thanks, Patrick, and your wife. But also, you should probably call her like my wife and a name.
So maybe she's a celebrity. I mean, she kind of is a celebrity in my mind. So,
but we love you. We love you guys for listening.
Thank you so much.
Continue. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Listen, you better give it up for Patrick and his bomb wife. Yes. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, it was him giving an interview, and because he would go to hospitals to visit like terminally ill children and also ones that were like battling cancer, like he was. And he was in an interview, they were saying how he was keeping in contact with these like few specific kids, and they're like, we just hope we make it so we could see the movie. And then he had found out that they had passed, and he got really choked up and he couldn't finish. And like his castmates were there just like, it's okay. But none of them probably knew.
Right.
So then I was like, listen, but
Christine, thanks for liking our video.
Hey girl, hey. I see you, Christine. I mean, I don't see you, but I mean, you see me seeing you. It's more of like a spiritual connection. So hey. But,
or an internet connection.
What up, Zoom? Thanks. But to Chelsea's point about like just like living your best life, but just like taking in the moment where you are right now and being like, you know what, I'm doing the best I can today. And that's good. Like, that's great. And also, no shade to our dear friends that have beautiful children, because we like kids. But I was talking to another friend today, and it's just like, you know what, we're single, we're not married, we don't have kids. But what a good time to not have kids during a pandemic.
Oh, great, right? Oh.
And then number one, I've always said parents and teachers are superheroes, but now the rest of the world understands why I say that. Like, y'all are amazing.
Totally.
Amazing.
And you're so amazing. We're adding a Chelsea H on it.
Okay, listen, because when Chelsea came back from living in San Diego, oh my goodness, like this guy was crazy. He was like wasted. I'm like, what? Wasted?
That
It's
movie
the thing
was
we say out there.
entertaining.
Yeah. Yes. And what did I give you? Did I give you, was it Swagtastic or Swagnificent? I think it was Swagnificent.
Yeah, it was magnificent.
Yes. It's called balance.
For actual. Wow, you guys are like really going. Oh, that one's for my personal. Oops. I'm like, wow, I'm getting notifications. It's because I changed my profile picture.
Okay. With a
I'm wearing
body.
this cute dress, so why the heck not, right?
And what does that dress have?
Pockets! Go pockets!
Come pockets. Go pockets.
I also only paid $13 for it. Thank you, Clearance Torrid.
Come through, Torrid. Come through. And you did.
Yeah.
So thank you.
They did. So yes, should we take care of some business, Stacey, so we can catch up on life?
Well, sure. It's time for the
Fake name series of the day.
Woo! So the fake name series of the day is what we use to save the shade. So instead of using people's real names, we use names that are from the fake name series of the day to hide their identities. But they heard these stories.
They know who they are.
Whether near or far. If they're far, you can drive a car.
Why are you driving a car in a bar?
To a bar. Because Chelsea's hosting karaoke. Duh.
I mean, thanks guys. So our fake name series of the day is Never Have I Ever Again.
Yeah.
Which is inspired by Mindy Kaling's life. And it's the complicated life of a modern day first generation Indian American teenage girl. Very, very funny. We're really excited. Highest of recommends.
Highest of the recommends.
I mean, if I recommended it higher, I couldn't see it. So
where is it? It's just so high.
That's so lame.
But I'm here for it.
Oh man. Well, listen, I'm going to be very upfront and honest with all of you. I haven't been on a date in the last 2 weeks because after Married Guy, I was like, you know what? Maybe people are liars. So
it's funny, y'all, because we were going to make the fake name series of the day, fake name movie of the day, and then we're like, oh, we could do Black Panther. I was like, no, because men are stupid and they don't deserve those beautiful names.
No. So my friend, it's a girl. Let's see. Her name can be, oh no, I need
Eleanor?
a girl name, Stacey.
Eleanor.
Okay. Eleanor I went to trivia this past week, and
Fun.
it was really fun. And she's not the greatest at trivia, but we had a good time. We didn't come in last, so that was fun.
You are so competitive. We didn't come in last, so great job.
But she sent me some screenshots of this thing that this guy was talking to her. So I figured I offered for her to come on the show. Oh, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
What up?
So, they're like, oh, Michelle. So she was talking to this guy, and he basically stopped talking to her for a little bit. What's the guy's name?
This dude's name is Mohan.
Okay, so Eleanor talked to Mohan for a little bit, but it wasn't like super, super serious or anything. So they didn't talk to each other for like a couple of weeks. And then at 9:00, at night, he sends her this random text that says, "Come over," with like OVA.
First of all, whatever.
So then,
first of all,
she doesn't
no.
respond. So then at midnight, like 12:06, he says, "Thanks for the reply," which is so manipulative and just like wants you to respond. Just don't. But she responds with, "Oops," because she didn't respond. So she doesn't say I'm sorry, which she doesn't have to.
Right.
But Eleanor's like, "Oops," and then what's his name again, Stace?
Mohan
says, "All good. All you're good for is last minute sex anyway." Oops. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could tell you that's the beginning. Tip of the iceberg, as it were.
Unacceptable. And if anything, you all have learned that this pandemic has turned me a bit violent. Like whenever someone comes for like one of my friends or even someone I don't even know that's a woman that didn't do anything wrong, I'm just like, oh, don't let me find out where you live. Also, I am a Christian and I will not do anything awful that is against the law because I'm just
right.
Go to jail.
So she responds, "Wait, who reached out to who?" Because he's the one, right?
Thank you.
So then she says, "Bye." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I reached out to you to get some last minute ass." And she said, "And F you." And he goes, "Oops, you already did, LOL. I'm down anytime I'm drunk. If I'm sober, I become rational and wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole." Firstly, my girl, what Eleanor is fire gorgeous. She's beautiful. On top of the fact that she's a good person and she has a freaking career at 26 and handling her business.
Come on.
Like the fact that you would be even graced with her presence is a gift. So you're welcome. Secondly, like because you butthurt that he didn't message you back, she didn't message you back, you're gonna sit there and imply that you wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. I wish I was there when she was talking to him about this, but then the fact that he's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, I only call you when I'm drunk and it's late, and now that I'm sober and rational, I wouldn't touch you." But it's like midnight. He's clearly not sober or rational at this point. He's just trying to like be the bigger person or be like act like the bigger person
and build up his fragile ego.
Yeah. Sure. So she just responds with a thumbs up, like, "Great, dude, live your best life, bye."
Forever. Bye.
And then he says, no, 2 thumbs up. Like trying to make him seem like he's the winner in all of this. Now, from what I understand, my Eleanor and I have this mutual friend who's actually Scottish, and I need a guy's name, Stace.
Cool-ish. His name is Trent.
His name's Trent. So I
also
can't
remember Trent from Daria.
I can't say exactly what Trent said because one word we don't use on our show ever. Sometimes I mess up and use it, and the other one I never said. So,
ooh, girl.
But Scottish people tend to use it, so do British people. It's not as harsh of a word as it is in America. It's very "see you next Tuesday." You know what I mean?
I was just gonna ask if it started with that. Okay.
But
okay.
So, but the best part is like he says this a lot where we know each other from, and so as soon as I read this, I was like, "Oh, this is when Trent took over for him. Is for you, isn't it?" Because it's like. I'm gonna say quilt because that's what I got.
I was gonna say cake, but also maybe don't ruin my cake.
I don't want to make cake seem like a bad thing,
right? Because your girl like cake, like the food.
I know the cake at the wedding today was fire. It was cannoli cake. It was so good.
Liz and Dawn, you've outdone yourselves again.
It was so good. Like I was like, can I take cake home? Is that rude? Like,
First of all, I mean, if there's leftovers and they don't want to take it home, I mean, you're just there to help. And also, when I think of Liz and Dawn, I forget what episode that Liz was on, but I'm just like, who do I know that I like that I could just camp out their house and then be like, you know what? I could marry you. I could marry you too.
Isn't that great? It's an episode to check out, guys, and I wish I would have looked it up before this, but I sure didn't.
Because we have a ton. We're in the 200s, y'all.
Like, I should have done it, but I sure didn't.
Right. We're in a pandemic. That's my reason for everything.
So he says, F you, ya quilt. And then he responds with 2 thumbs up and says, I'm so hurt. I might go cry. And then he sends an emoji that has the shush in front of it.
Oh.
So then
I've never thought about using that emoji before until just now. And I'm like, I would be immediately offended if someone sent me the shush emoji. I'd be like, you are not going to tell me to be quiet.
My mom sometimes, even as an adult, in public, will shush me. And it's only in public. And it is like red rage like I will literally, there's been times where, and aggressive shush too, not just like, but anybody who shushes someone over 7 is just a nightmare. And
it's lately I've been saying calm yourself to people that I'm close with. I just say calm yourself. So I feel like that's the verbal equivalent of,
yeah, because even calm yourself feels rude.
yeah, I realize that now. I'm like, I guess I am a bad person.
No, you're not. And we all have things we need to work on. So,
Lord knows.
Maybe. But no, my mom, like, there was one time where I was talking to somebody and my mom, like, came out from the other room, got, like, right here, and then aggressively it was like, right in my face. And I looked at her and I was like, I am a 33-year-old woman. Shush me again. Like, so, yeah, you want to get on my bad side real quick? Shush me. Yeah.
And have a really high set temperature in your household.
Oh yeah, and then make it hot. That's even worse. So
sorry, that's hilarious. Shush and make it hot.
That sounds like somebody's terrible idea for a trap album. I just want to hear like shush, but make it hot, make it fire, make it.
Well, guess what's on my album now, Chelsea?
I'll skip that track.
I'm surprised you're even going to listen to the album, Chelsea.
I'm going to support you regardless. Of course I'm going to buy the album. I'm just never going to listen to it.
So you don't have to buy it. Maybe I prefer the opposite. You don't have to buy it, but you can just say, oh my gosh, yeah, my friend has an album. Because otherwise you'd be like, yeah, I bought it. It's trash, but I'm a supportive friend.
But I wouldn't even listen to it to know. I'd be like, I bought it. You should too. They'll be like, what's your favorite song? I'll be like, 7.
Chelsea, there's only 6 tracks.
You would not put out a 6-track album. You're better than that.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so so we're back in this terrible story that I have from Eleanor. So Trent is our friend. Trent is now speaking for her. The other guy, his name is Marlon. No.
It is Mohan.
Mohan. Nope, still gonna lose it. So
that's why I'm here.
So Trent is now speaking, but it's through So he says, "You're a douchebag," and then Mohan says, "Tell me something I didn't know," and I'm like, "Wait,
so you know you're trash,
and you're fine with it?"
That's awful.
So then, because the quilt word comes up a lot on either side of this, which is worse when the American says it. So now this is Mohan saying, millennial girls are all quilts because they don't know how to treat guys. Sorry, just treating you the way millennial females treat me. Quilt ass B. And then he misspelled it, so then he spelled it again correctly. Like, so then our Scottish friend says, "You're working through issues and you'll never be truly happy."
If only he knew what a delicious accent he was getting.
Right? And so then Mohan says, "I'm quite happy and have relatively few issues. I appreciate your concern, though." And Trent says, "Calling girls stuff like that is not no issues." And he says, "I disagree. Girls treat guys like shit, so I decided I'm going to treat you quilts the way I've been treated." Which, nothing says healthy, no issue man like bringing your old baggage to your next relationship.
Like, all of your baggage. Like
not even relationships, just like people on the street. "Yeah, this girl from 3 years ago treated me like garbage, so I'm not going to hold that door for you. In fact, I'm going to lock it. Good luck."
Right? Like the homeless person on the street whistled at my friend, but not me, and it was a girl. "She's trash. All women are trash." Like, just...
"I asked for extra olives on my taco. I got normal olives."
It's funny. I never think of putting olives on a taco.
Black olives, very good. I like that. If you like black olives, it's good.
I mean, your family loves olives, but I never picture putting olives on a taco.
I love black olives and feel like they deserve more praise than they actually get. Hey out there, how do you feel about black olives? I don't like green ones. I prefer the black ones.
Ooh. I wonder, why did they start putting green olives in martinis?
Why do they put black olives in cans and green olives in clear jars?
Oh, they don't come in jars ever?
The black olives only come in cans.
Why?
I don't know. It's offensive, I think.
See, it's even rough being black when you're an olive, America. Just so you know.
In the world.
Right? Can't even get windows. You get put in a stupid can. Now I'm pissed. No.
Don't even get me started on brown rice. It's got to take longer to cook. Nobody orders it.
Right? Come on. Listen. Ah.
I'm here for your food-related offenses.
Sometimes my dad, he goes on what did we call it? I used to call it his racist diet because he would cut out everything white. So he would eat, he would not eat white potatoes or rice or, milk. And I'm like, so it's your racist diet? And he was... I love him.
Oh, I had another thing. I'll tell you later, maybe. No, I'll tell you. It's not terrible. Maybe it is. Who knows? We're going to find out. We can always delete it, right? It's only 7 people are watching us right now.
Right.
Hi.
Which will turn into 700 later on.
Right? I was like, he's saying that white foods don't have the power over him. It's his anti-white power.
So then, funny that you say that, because someone else was telling that my dad was on this diet. He goes, "Oh yeah, I do that too, but I call it the Black Power diet."
See, that's great. It's the anti-white power diet. Let's see. Oh, so it gets even worse. So
Brenton Mohan.
Okay, so he's gonna treat the quilts the way that he's always been treated. She responds, or Trent, our Scottish friend, responds with, "Poor baby. Poor baby."
Right? It's so good.
And then he says, mind you, I'd like to point out that once again, my friend Eleanor is gorgeous and 26 and curvy in that perfect, not plus size, just has the boobs and the butt that we all wish we had.
Hello.
And then just doesn't have a stomach. She's magic.
Come on.
And the funny thing is she thinks she's chubby, and I'm like, I want you to stop because I spent my whole 20s thinking I was fat and I just wasn't. So
Gorgeous.
So Trent says, "Poor baby," and then he says, "Thanks, lose some weight, please." Now, first off, yeah, terrible. Secondly, he spells weight WAIT.
Come on.
So it reads like, "Lose some weight, please."
Lose some will wait. I'm not ready.
And then he said, millennial average life expectancy is too low. You should work
Who is
on
this
that.
douche?
I'm telling you, right? So
Do we know?
I don't know. She just showed it to me as the messages. So then Trent says, this is a long conversation for someone. It's a terrible Scottish accent, by the way. Sorry. This is a long conversation for someone who's not interested. Anyway, bye. And also it's spelled WEIGHT.
And block.
And he says, yeah, I'm just trying to F. So if you're down for that, hit me up. Sorry, not sober. Like, what? And then she said, you should be sorry because you're not literate.
Yes.
He says, slightly literate, like 90%. And then he goes, LOL, like he's completely forgotten what he just sent to her.
Cannot.
So she says, she sends quite the message because she gets independent woman on him. Are you ready? No, she's actually
this is Eleanor. This
is Eleanor. Now it's back to Eleanor.
Okay.
So she says, listen.
Listen.
You are so off base. I'm not looking for a one-time F. I'm actually looking for someone legit. You obviously don't make the cut. I wish you well, but that'll be tough for you because you are a complete douche. Take your life to another place because I'm a special person and we'll go far out. You are a hobo monkey whore.
Eleanor out. You listen.
My favorite part is like an hour later, she sent another message that just said, you suck at life. Don't even try to justify any of this. Like, let me just put you in check one more time.
Let me put your future self in check because you're going to come back to your senses, allegedly.
So are you ready? Because he not only, but the next day at midnight,
she block
again, him? Because she's in her 20s. You know what I mean? We don't have time for that nonsense when we were in. We also didn't have the ability to block people in our 20s. I don't think we had the ability to block on Facebook, but not on our phones. So
right?
Do you remember the movie Meet the Fockers with Ben Stiller? Yes. It's the second one where they've got the little baby and the baby, it's like his nephew or something, and they're like, we're waiting for his first word. We want his first word to be like
asshole.
So he sends asshole to her at midnight, and then like 15 minutes later says, thanks for hitting me back. And she goes, so at 7 the next morning, so she's like getting up and going to work because she's an independent woman.
So thank you.
She got her own job.
She got her own bread. Come on, Lil Boozy. Wait, was that Lil Boozy? No, Lil Boozy was Wipe Me Down. We'll look it up later.
You know this.
Also, that is the theme of 2020. Wipe me down. You're welcome.
I think it's just go to sleep. Hope it's over.
Go to sleep. Hey, go to sleep. Oh, go to sleep.
So she responds at 7 a.m. with, wow, you call me an asshole? I'm pretty sure that's you because you aren't getting what you want right now. I'm not interested in you. I can't help that bothers you. I have something going for me, so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Somebody who is actually nice to me and will hang out with me outside of their house. I'm not about to ruin it with you. I wasn't sure where it was going and still I'm not, but I'm happy right now. And if that changes and I want to hang out, I'll let you know. But until then, leave me the F out of it.
Hey, girl, hey.
Like, bye. And he never responded.
I was going to say, please block him. Please just.
I know. And the thing that, like, when she sent me that, I was like, you shouldn't have even given the window of, like, if that changes, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, no matter what, I am too good for you. Because she is.
Right. And then it'll be 10 years from now when they're at, like, some mutual friends, like wedding and she'll see him and he'll be like, dude, I was such a jerk to you, but I've changed and blah, blah, blah. Then you can have that conversation then. But for right now, nah, girl, you are the gift. You are the prize. He was chasing after you. You were going to up his status if he didn't mess it up, but he did mess it up. So guess what? You still go on being a gold medal, and he is still something that will never be able to reach the element that you are if he stays in that mentality. I'll pray for him.
Listen, we got shout outs, Stacey. Danielle, she's been a guest on the show. What up, girl? Chelsea, Stacey's BFF.
What up? I was gonna say your DJ name, but not everyone deserves to know that treasure.
And Ruthie, thanks for checking us out on Facebook.
What up, Ruthie? I love a good Ruthie. Ruthie,
Right.
Wow. Ruthie.
Listen, we love when you guys like our stuff. We want to give you shout outs. Make sure you go on to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating and, just a little blurb about how we're funny and pretty and people should listen to us. You don't have to say we're pretty, but we're pretty.
But also, listen.
You don't have to say we're pretty, but it's heavily suggested.
I mean, I know it's implied, but
let the people know. Let the people know we're pretty.
Right, we're single. We're pretty smart, aka pretty and smart.
Yeah, right. Obviously.
All right. As I add a to every word and totes abbreviates everything. They can.
So Stacey, anything going on with you? Have you been talking to anybody? Anybody been talking to you? Have you been seeing anybody?
I have not been seeing anyone, but I totes have a VWQ if you want to talk about it.
I so want to talk about it. When we say VWQ,
we mean Virgin with Questions.
Sorry, I was typing the name of the show that we said something funny, and so I was typing it, and then I forgot what I was talking about.
So it's just who is texting you right now? Because I'm a jealous girlfriend.
Nobody.
I'm just who is he?
Nobody. Yeah, I'm single. Also, Girlfriends is on Netflix, and I've been watching that a lot.
Dude, so Girlfriends, and then Moesha is on. And I'd never watched Moesha growing up. Of course, I knew the theme song because she was spelling it out.
Although there's a guy is he from Moesha? The guy who just got married to the 19-year-old? What? Oh, yeah. I want to say his name is Marquis Houston.
No! You know who that is, right? Go home, Roger.
Oh, see? Okay, that's what I thought. All right, that's what I thought. All right, so here's the thing. So yeah, they posted these pictures. They posted these pictures of him with this 19-year-old bride. The craziest part of this is that the girl has been literally marked as missing for 4 years, where he was grooming her. This is screaming R. Kelly. And instead of doing anything like that, freaking People magazine posted pictures of their wedding. It's sketch. It's really sketchy.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Did you see it? Look it up.
Listen, so shout out to Apple for making a product that lasts so long. However, my laptop so I have an up-to-date work laptop that I only use for work things, but my personal one, since my life is mostly work, my personal one, when I do use it, this babe has been around since 2012. So she's starting to slow up a little bit. Oh my gosh. Now
Isn't
it
that
came
gross?
up. No. Why? She's 19.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What does someone have? He's literally 20 years older than her. What do you have in common with that person? Legit nothing. Because
so did her family even know?
She was missing. She was a missing person. And then when she came back, she was not missing anymore and happened to be in love with this man. And I'm gross. So listen, I'm I understand that there might be people who feel this isn't mind their business. You don't understand their love nonsense. But I think she's 19 and she probably doesn't understand this love anyway.
And also, why was she missing?
Right. Ugh. Men, mothers, teach your men not to be gross.
Actual facts.
Actual facts. Like, there's a song that's like, mamas don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. It's like, mamas don't let your babies grow up to be pedophiles.
I was thinking of, what was it, John Mayer? Fathers, be good to your daughters. Dude.
Right? Crazy.
I'm trying to think. When I was 19, was I like in love with anyone? I don't think I was.
I was. But
Was I?
But he was a manipulative jerk who was 5 years older than me, and I didn't really understand what he was doing. So
See, that's the concern. That's the
Mhm.
concern. It's not that we don't trust in the 19-year-old, but when you're dating someone who has experienced more life than you, especially on an adult level, that's where the concern comes in. That's when, like, you
Right.
shouldn't be missing. You should still keep people in your inner circle that knows what's going on so that they can hold you accountable and they can call out red flags if they see them, because listen, we're all guilty of it when we really like someone or we love someone. Like, we're blind, like,
Heck
you know,
yeah.
but he's been in and out of jail 5 times. Well, he hasn't since we've been together, so mind your own business. Like, we're blind to certain patterns because
yeah.
we don't want to see them.
Or my favorite is, even if somebody like shows up to you and is like, Charles, they're cheating on you, we have proof. And I'm like, you're just jealous of our love. Sorry.
Listen, and
Also,
y'all learned last
super
week
dark
that
randomness, but super girly. Can you guys see how pretty my ring is that I wore to the wedding today?
that is soups gorgeous.
You know,
Where
I got
did
this
you
from a candle.
get out of here. I was thinking that in my mind.
I got this from the fragrant jewelry. That's what it is. But like, you can see, it's pretty big on my finger.
It's gorgeous. Also,
Right?
speaking of hidden gems, there is a jeweler. I don't know where he's located, but due to the pandemic, like, he had to close down his business. So he buried a bunch of the jewelry. So you can pay, like, I think it's like $50 or $60 or something like that to go on a
It's
scavenger
$50 for
hunt.
a ticket. It is specifically just in Michigan.
Thank
And
you. I didn't want to lie
I think
and
it's
say that it was.
exclusively for Michiganders. They just did their first one like yesterday. Or no, today. Today started the first one. And a couple of my friends went on the adventure, thought they found the right spot, and they didn't. But somebody already found the first piece of the treasure. And so I think there's 30 different places that he buried treasure all over Michigan. And every weekend he's going to come out with clues, and he's encouraging people to go out with their families. And you only get the clue if you buy the $50 ticket. Like, it's just a cool thing, man.
Right. And what a way, like, that it is so awesome, because there's so many things that he could have done with that jewelry. But the fact that he's now made it into a family fun activity, and they absolutely deserve to make a profit off of it, because hello, it's hard times right now.
Okay, we're gonna go to your VW, but can I tell you something that's crazy random?
You can always tell me something that's crazy random, or else do we even have a friendship?
True. So these are facts. So my little brother and my sister-in-law are pregnant, and they are having a girl. So I'm so excited. They're due towards the end of Thanksgiving. Just near Thanksgiving, towards the end of Thanksgiving, like that day specifically at the end of Thanksgiving.
Thursday's over? No!
So we want to have a baby shower, but we want to do it outside so it's socially distant. So we're going to do it at the driveway. We end up doing this whole thing where we're planning. Anyway, so they registered at a certain website. I don't want to like strangers to randomly feel like they need to buy my brother gifts. So we're going to keep that.
But also, how cool would that be?
Right? Like, some random person buys your crib. Like, that'd be awesome.
Hello.
So,
also, like, an actual, like, house would be great. Please and thank you in Jesus' name.
So we're doing it towards the end of September so that we can actually be outside and not be cold.
Smart.
But I go to the registry, I type in my sister-in-law's name, and it is a very, like, my name's kind of a unique spelling. Hers is a very unique way to spell Crystal. And like, if you guessed right now, you'd get it wrong. It's very, very unique. Ooh. So we type it in with our last name. Boom. There are 2 registries. One's for this lady in Chicago with the exact same name. So we're like, okay, that's weird. So we made sure that my brother's name, Jim, is on it also, so that way you can search under both. If you just type in my brother's name, first and last name, first one that comes up is him and his current wife, Crystal. But if you scroll down, there is another couple, which is the same name as my brother and his first wife. The exact same names, but they're having their baby like 6 months later. But like, how weird.
Banana boat. So let's just go down this like dark and random thing. So like kids back in our day, I know we look so young, so it's hard to tell, but when we were in college, that's when Facebook first came out, and it was only to select universities. And so the big thing that a lot of us did was that you instantly searched who had your same name. So I searched who had my same first name, last name spelling. So it's just like, oh my gosh, we have the same name. Where are you from? Oh, I'm in the Midwest. Oh my gosh, me too. Where's your family from? Not the same state. Oh, okay, cool. Bye. So then let's say, I guess that was like sophomore year. So maybe like 5 years later, that's a lie, like 3 years later. So I'm talking to this guy, and we'll say that his name is John McEnroe.
Ooh.
So John McEnroe and we used to volunteer together. So then after we had graduated, he reached out to me, coincidentally, on Facebook. So we started talking, and then eventually we started dating. So I was joking around with him because he has dated so many people named Stacy. So sure enough, when we first started like just chatting and getting to know each other, at one point he was just like kind of gone. And I'm just like, whatever. But where I was in my life, I wasn't bothered because my life was crazy at the time where I was living. And so he followed back up. He used to date that same girl with my same first and last name. So
no way.
Right? So then we were talking. So he was just like, wait a minute. Like, he was just like, wait, I didn't realize it was the same last name spelling. And he kind of freaked out like, whoa. And apparently chick was crazy. But also, has anyone ever had
that? They always say that.
Right. Because I'm like, have you ever had an ex and you were just like, they were such a great person? But granted, that's how I describe everyone because I try to be a decent person at heart. Not always easy or true. But yeah, but she was like legit crazy, like meaning like trying to tie up people crazy. I'm angry. I'm going to tie you up. Like crazy. So I'm just like, okay,
like tie you up sexually or like tie you up and like burn the house down?
Both.
Ooh, like tie you up, bang you, and then burn the house down.
Or burn, bang, and buy. Like,
but if you burn the house down while they're tied up, then they're getting burned. So you have to bang before you burn.
So, but to start
I'm gonna be
burning
until I burn.
So, but because remember, like the screws are a little loose, so to start burning one part of the house, but then you're in the other side of the part, and then you've like tied them up, and then you're
like
having
the danger.
That,
watch
right,
yourself.
And then it's just like, by the way, like this is gonna be crazy, and we have an intense pressure going on because
by the way, we could
literally gonna burn down. Exactly, and then you're done, and then she's like, "Okay, bye, figure it out." And then it's like, oh God! See, that's
like,
what
am I in an episode of Saw? Is that what this is?
Right? For real. But yeah. So yes, to the 19-year-old that just got married, that's why we're concerned. We want to make sure you're okay because people have been through life and we don't want all of the good and bad, mostly bad parts of life now coming down on you just because you're a sweet person.
Right.
Man.
Also, I know that Saw was a movie and not a TV series, just so you know. All right,
Whatever.
So so now it's time for Virgin with Questions. Stacy is celibate.
By choice.
And sometimes she has questions.
All the time. So on our Twitter, also known as Twitter, RWIS podcast, which is the same as our IG handle. And of course, y'all are watching us on Facebook Live, which is reasons why I'm single. However, back to Twitter. So someone had posted this tweet and I was just like, what in the heck? There's a few layers. So this person posted and it says, if the eye roll emoji is in my top used emojis, it usually means I've been communicating with someone I desperately want to have unprotected sex with. And this tweet got over 111,000 likes. And I'm like, what?
Okay. I'm gonna give like 90,000 of those likes to sarcasm and the enjoyment of sarcasm.
Cause I'm like, hold on.
Now I will say that I could see you if you were digging somebody's face and you were trying to like emoji flirt, you'd be like, stop. Like you would send them the eye roll thing.
But you know what's funny? So then I went through like some of my text messages and like dudes that have liked me have given me that eye roll emoji a lot. And I'm like, wait, is this a thing? And I just didn't know, because this makes no sense. No sense to me. And also I'm just like, and it's a woman that is saying this also. So I'm just like, wait, so I don't know, but like, do women like crave unprotected sex?
I
don't know. Like, I don't know if that's
okay.
I don't know.
Hashtag sorry, Dad.
Hashtag what up, bro? And sorry.
So I have had unprotected sex. One was with like a couple of times. One was with a partner that I'd been with for a really long time. I was pretty young, but I really wanted to know what it felt like because the people who had told me, they said, oh my God, it feels completely different. You have no idea. Holy crap. It feels so much better. It's
really,
yeah, it's immeasurably better. Like, guys, here's the thing. It is immeasurably better, but like, you're the person who's in charge of your health of your body. So like make decisions, use protection, wear condoms. That's like that's a non-starter. You have to be in this world of like sexual freedom that we're kind of in right now, which is amazing because people are encouraging, like sexual exploration of your own bodies and all that stuff. But like in that world where there's sexual freedom, there has to also be sexual responsibility. So as much as I'm telling you sex without a condom feels amazing, it is also something that you need to make that choice with a partner that you feel extremely secure in. So if you want to do that, if you want to explore that, then I would highly recommend you both go to a clinic and get yourselves tested and just show that you're both safe and you're only sleeping with each other. So that way you're using responsible actions and, also birth control because babies.
Man, because me thinking about it, like waiting till I'm married to do that, when I think about, someone that if I were to have unprotected sex with someone, it has to be someone that I would be comfortable having their child.
Right. You can definitely like time it out where you're pretty good. Like, well, here's the thing. If we're getting really technical, the egg is dropping. It can't be like, once it goes, there's a go zone. Okay. It's while you're ovulating of when it can be impregnated. So if you're like 2 days away from your period, that's an okay zone. Like there's not, and there's, because then your period's showing up, which means it's all leaving anyway. So who gives a shit? So, but yes, to answer a really awkward question, the first time I had sex without a condom, my immediate response was basically Monica from Friends in the one that might have been, I know you don't know, but everyone else does, Stacey. So, they do this thing where Monica's fat and she never lost the weight, and like they do this like alternative world of what would happen. Well, because she's fat, she never lost her virginity. She ends up losing her virginity to Chandler. They flash forward to after they're done and they're in the bed, and she goes, "Well, we are doing that again." So like that was my response. It was a good time. But on the flip side of that, also, like, make sure you're paying attention to when you're ovulating and when you're not, because you can give yourself a really, really big heart attack if you don't do period math right. So,
man, and I never do period math because I'm not doing anything. So I'm like, oh, when it comes, it comes. And I'm like, oh, it's time. All right.
The control freak in me just needs to know when it's gonna happen. But
well, I have, you know, an app and stuff that I track it, but usually I'm feeling some type of way and I'm just like, wait a minute, now it makes sense. I ate 2 cakes instead of 1.
See, meanwhile, mine's like some really not attractive guy just walked into the store and I'm like, ooh, he's hot. And people are like, what? And I'm like, maybe I'm ovulating. I don't know.
He had pretty eyes. He had a mask on.
Yeah, so like I and again, I can't stress safe sex enough. But if you are in a position where you know that you're safe with a partner and you feel that trust, like it feels amazing. It's a whole different game. Like
well, come through marriage.
Yes. Yes, come marriage.
Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with us yet again, America and world. Always a pleasure. What'd you say?
Just come through marriage.
You know the way I want to spell it, but I know the way you want to spell it. Thank you, Dave, you amazing person in Podcast Detroit. I'm Stacy.
I'm Chelsea.
This is Reasons Why I'm Single. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm single, ready to mingle. Yeah, I'm single. These are the reasons why I'm single. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Spirit fingers.
Ooh. This is why, actually. Glow stick fingers.
These are the actual reasons I'm single, is because I say crazy stuff and I'm nervous and awkward and that I don't know how to stop talking, so I just keep going. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're still recording. Why not? Let me tell you guys where I went.
I was gonna say, if you're done, I can wrap you. I was laughing while I was walking over here. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna tell everybody where I was. Metallica.
Or do you want to save it for next episode?
No, I'm going to talk about it now.
Okay, that's why I asked. I wanted to make sure you were for actual.
Metallica had a drive-in concert. So we went to Canterbury Village, and they had a drive-in screen where you'd pull up with your cars, and all these rockers came up, and we watched a Metallica concert on a drive-in movie screen. It was freaking cool. They called it Pandemica.
Come on.
Pandemica.
I'm not. But
the best part was the 13-year-old girls that were walking by with their hair in like up in a bun, and they tied their Metallica shirt up, and they're trying to look older, and I'm like, man, been there.
Hilarious.
But also where's the worst place to let your 12-year-old girls run around? A place with a bunch of cars. They stuck together, but the adult in me that was nervous got nervous.
Right.
But yeah, it was actually really, really fun. But yeah, so I figured I'd throw that in. Bonus content, Pandemica.
Heck yeah, that's all I think of.
Also, the guys in Metallica are in their 60s, and they still rock pretty good.
Hey, remember when that one New Jersey, whatever housewife ran off with someone, and it turns out she ran off with someone from Journey, and I was like, Journey still tours? And you go, that's what I said.
We know how to hit it right. We're pretty good over here. Hey, thanks, Dave.
No problemo.
All right. I'm Chelsea.
I'm Stacy.
And this is Reasons Why I'm Single.
Okay, bye. Deuce.